the radical surgery, that there was the vetting board, and still questions arose, still arise to this day on that judiciary. Looking back on your service, is there anything you would do differently in terms of promoting institutional integrity in the judiciary, looking and reflecting now that you have exited?
Yeah. Thank you very much. Indeed, I have come from a very high voltage position, and I was very conscious of the fact that IEBC is also very high voltage before I consulted within myself and decided that I wanted to give it a try. I don't know whether it's because I'm used to it, but I know that I've been tested and I have been tried, and I've undertaken high voltage national processes relating to the transition of 2 presidents in this country. And I did it successfully under immense pressure. I never lost my composure. I never lost my comportment, and it's because I have a very high self-awareness. And for as long as I'm following the rule of law, it really doesn't matter. I applied knowing that IEBC is one of the most vilified institutions in this country, either as by way of perception or whether it's real, whether the things that IEBC is accused of are true or not true. I can't sit here and say that this is what they did wrong, but I know that I'm able to take pressure, and I know that I have very high emotional intelligence. I know that I'm able to be a unifying factor in the commission. I'm able to reach out because I believe that sometimes what we've seen is there is a lot of problems even at party nomination levels before it comes to the IEBC. And when there is trouble at the nomination level, it is likely to show up at the electoral levels. So my thinking is that constant engagement with the political parties and other players is very important so that there is no suspicion. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in terms of restoring public trust in the IEBC, because this is our country and this is our institution. And we need to get to a level where we're able to trust outcomes. I remember in 2017, the Judiciary Committee on Elections visited one jurisdiction, it was Ghana, to see how they do their electoral dispute resolution. That year we had the previous year we had 388 election disputes in the judiciary. In Ghana they only had 7. Reason? The trust that they have in the electoral body. And my vision is to see an IEBC like that in this country, where an election can happen and people feel that, yes, I lost, but I lost fairly. We need to deal with the party discipline first. There are times when we all know in this nation that for the so-called stronghold areas, once you have the party ticket, then you're as good as elected. Voter education remains so important because the people who fight, the people who are used to cause violence are the same voters. So my view is that as the IEBC does voter education, it's important to extend it to civic education so that it's not just voter education. We've also placed a very high premium on the presidential election because ordinarily you'll find that a lot of the other positions are not so hotly contested as the top position. When we talk about technology, the challenge I see is that very few people understand it, how it works. Is there a way through which the IEBC can engage all the stakeholders in looking at what they want in terms of specifications for the digital systems? How do they want it to work? What should it look like? Because when we have very few people who understand the system and the rest of the population doesn't, because the law says that the process should be simple, accurate, verifiable, and all that. But if it's not understood, then it's very difficult to deal with the aspect of suspicion. So my thinking is that all these processes should somehow be accessible for those who want to know, those who want to participate. They should be allowed to participate so that then at every stage, people know what is going on and people know what to expect. When there is any kind of mystery, any kind of we don't know what is going on, then we are likely to continue on that trajectory. So what I'll try to do is just be more open. I'll try to be more engaging with stakeholders at every stage and also communicate strategically on need basis so that questions are answered before, so that we are proactive and not reacting to complaints that are being raised. And this panel has a very key role in ensuring that you also just give this nation a team that is going to help us achieve that. It's not an easy thing, but I know that it is doable, because if we get it right from this panel, then you're likely to get it right at the critical moment. Thank you, Chair.
You just talked of public trust, and IEBC is one of the institutions that has one of the lowest public trust, depending on which side of the political divide you are in. It is this very same IEBC that we have seen chairs declaring results surrounded by policemen without fellow commissioners.
Kindly speak to the mic, Prof. Thank you.
Sorry for that. Without fellow commissioners. You have just told us about how you have overseen 2 presidential succession with immense pressure at hand. This one is even going to have even more immense pressure. And the country is looking, as you correctly say, can we get it right this time? What does Anne Amadi bring in terms of leadership, in terms of courage, in terms of integrity? Because people die. We know of very key officials who died in unexplained circumstances up to today. It will be high voltage. What does Anne Amadi bring that people can look and say, this time round, as you correctly say, we can have an election in which the loser says that all is right, or in which the Supreme Court does not nullify, or in which the Supreme Court listens but doesn't say that irrespective of this and this and this should have been done this way. But because of the security of the nation, we need it.
Thank you, Chair. Sorry, you had earlier asked just to compare with what we had done in the judiciary. And remember, when I went to the judiciary in 2014, there was a lot of anxiety and a lot of noise, which I was able to calm. There was a lot of integrity issues which are in the public domain, and which we were able to manage and reduce significantly. If you look at for example, the audit queries we had back then, over 50. By the time I left, we were getting only 5 audit queries, which could be explained. So I bring that the issue of following the law, keeping people informed, being open, being transparent, and just ensuring that you're moving along with everybody. The issue of pressure, the high pressure, I thought about it, and I'm a very courageous person. I don't look it, but I am. And I believe that if I am able to demonstrate